1400 years ago. I have too many things to do. So, number one, a force operates in the universe. Science. Scientists now agree that a supreme force is operating in the universe, a force that is creating and causing everything. Quran. The Quran announces this force as God who is causing everything to happen. Like the science and scientist is telling that something is there in the up that is causing everything to happen in the world. But the Quran mentions it that it is the God who is causing everything to happen. His command, when he intends anything, is only to say to it, be. So it is, it happens. When the God says kun, then everything happens. So this is the major difference that what science is showing today and what Quran has told us 1400 years ago. Then number 2 is DNA. Science, the DNA molecule was discovered only 50 years back. It is present in every cell and contains complete biological information about a person, his appearance, characteristic, etc. It is like his photograph. So DNA shows us that every characteristics, eyes, nose, height, everything it will be shown in the DNA. But the Quran mentions it that the Quran informed us about the DNA 1400 years back. After creating man, God fitted into his cells detail of his physique, work, qualities, his place and the station, livelihood, lifespan, etc. These are fed into the cells of the embryo at birth, who God has created and further given order and proportion, who has measured and granted guidance. It is He who created all things and ordered them in due proportions. It is He who hath produced you from a single person. Here is a place of sojourn and a place of departure, storage, graves. We detail our sign for people who understand. And surely we have created all things with a destiny, a measurement, a divine preordainment. God has set a measure for all things. Everything with him is in due proportion. Number 3. Man's genital code always remain intact. What science is telling, let's see. Man's genetic code is never destroyed. The atoms and genes in man's DNA molecule never die out and can be revived because matter is never destroyed. So it is science. Science teaches us that matter is never destroyed. It only changes form. But Quran tells us this 1400 years ago. Does man think that we shall not gather his bones? Yes, we are able to make complete his very fingertips. And when the soul will be joined with the bodies, the Prophet ﷺ said that after burial and decomposition, the coccyx bone at the base of the spinal column remains. He said, when the whole body perishes, flesh, bones and all, on burying of the dead under mud, everything perishes except the coccyx. Recreation take place. Hadith Bukhari. Today we know that the DNA is not destroyed. So now number 4, the earth's shape. Science. At first the earth was thought to be flat. Later it was considered to be fully round. But it has only now been discovered that the earth is not fully spherical but rather flat at poles. Now you can see that near the poles side the earth is somehow flat, not fully spherical but flat near the poles. But Quran mentions it many years ago. The Quran informed us about the shape of the earth, including its flatness at the poles. The Quran compared the shape of the earth to the shape of an ostrich egg in the following verse. And then he gave the earth an oval shape, the haha, shape of an ostrich egg. Now number 5, dementia. Science. The field of psychiatry has developed only over the last 200 years. It has recently discovered a condition called dementia, when some people in advanced age lose their memory. Quran. The Quran described this condition 1400 years back. And among you there is he who is brought back to the miserable old age, so that he knows nothing after having known. Number 6. The sun's rotation and revolution. Science. It was thought at first that the sun was stationary, but now we have discovered that the sun too is revolving along with its planetary system around a center in an orbit and has its own rotation and revolution. Quran. The Quran informed us about the sun's movement a long time back. وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرِّ لَهَا, and the sun runs on its fixed course for a term. It is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day. Each just swims along in its own orbit according to the law. Today we know that the sun moves at a speed of 250 km per second and takes 250 million years to complete one revolution around the galaxy's center. And this period of the sun's one revolution is called its cosmic year. So see how much there are many things which the science are presenting today in front of us, but the Quran has mentioned it many years back, 1400 years back. That's why we are required to read Quran with full concentration and understand its meaning so that we can find the difference. Number 7. The moon's reflected light. Science. It was earlier thought that the moon has its own light. Only later it was discovered that the light of the moon was not its own, but it is reflected light from the sun. So now you can see that in this prescribed diagram that the moon does not have its own light, but it is the light which is reflected back from the sun. The reflect back light of the sun is the light which is causing moon to shine. Quran. The Quran described this phenomena a long time, saying that the sun was like a burning lamp while the moon was a reflected light. See you not how God created the seven heavens, one above the other, and made the moon a light, new reflected light in their midst, and made the sun a glorious lamp. Blessed be he who has placed in the sky big stars and has placed therein a great lamp, sun, a moon giving reflection light. Number 8. Sounds and images as record. It has been discovered only in modern times that sounds and images are recorded in the atmosphere around us. There are radio waves and electromagnetic waves in and around the earth, which are recording our sounds and images, much like tape recorder. But here, the ribbon in a tape recorder is magnetic tape made up of a benzene oxide and iron particle, while the tape ribbon of a video recorder is made of iron oxide. These substances record our voices and images. These substances are also present in the earth and its atmosphere and record sounds and images, turning the soil and atmosphere into giant audio and video recorders. Quran. The Quran describes this process of recording images and sound thus: Verily we shall give life to the dead, and we record that which they sent before and that which they leave behind. And of all things have we taken account in a clear book of evidence. This our record speaks about you with truth. Verily, we were recording what you used to do, and everything they have done is noted in their records of deeds. Number 9. Recorded sound and images can replay. Today we can replay recorded sounds and images on a tape recorder and video recorders. Scientists are attempting to replay or bring back the past, that is, recorded images from the atmosphere around. Quran. The Quran informs us about the replay capability of the element around us. On the last day, will she, the earth, declare its information about all that happened over it. Now this will be the last one, then we'll continue in another video, another live video. Number 10, the heart thinks. Science. Until now, the heart was taken to be a mere pumping organ. It has now been discovered that the heart can think and has its own intelligence, by which it directs the right amount of blood needed to required spot in the body. Dr. Rahul Murada, a psychiatrist at Delhi North Point Hospital, says every cell of the body has a mind of its own intelligence. In other words, every process of the body is logical and rational, and therefore the heart can feel. It has its own nervous system. It generates its own electrical impulses, ECG, through the SA node. A bundle of its run through the heart, which conducts electrical impulses through the heart. This make it not only beat but also think, feel and judge. For example, how much blood to send in which body part. Until now, it was thought that the heart was regenerated. Now it has been discovered that the heart regenerates and can grow back. Heart cells. Dr. Jonas Friesen and Dr. Ratan Bhardwaj at Stockholm's Nobel Medical Institute said cells that regenerate are called cardiomyocytes and form 20% of heart tissue. And these actually pump the blood. This is how the heart own intelligence manages its own regeneration. Quran. The Quran informed us of the thinking powers of the heart 1400 years back. Have they not traveled through the land and have the heart where with no understanding? Where with two understanding? It is He who has created for you sense of hearing, eyes and hearts that understand. And He gave you hearing, sight and heart that think little. Thank you give. Say it is He who has created you and endowed you with hearing and seeing and heart that sounds, that understands little thanks you give. So that's it for today's video. We'll continue from 11th one in another video. Till then, Jazakallahu khair.